Welcome to Rubber Duck Off-Road Garage. My name is Grant. Today we're going to be putting the AntiRock off-road sway bar on the 2021 Jeep Gladiator EcoDiesel. This is the RockJock AntiRock. RockJock AntiRock, that's funny. So here is all the pieces. Got a sticker, another sticker. I'll add it to my pile of stickers over here. I got lots of stickers. Everybody gives you stickers. Oh, let's see here. We got our little hardware bag. It's always good. And then like we got our mounting brackets. Lots of freaking cardboard and all that crap. Everything comes in so much cardboard nowadays. Seems like every time I do a dump run, I get rid of all the cardboard. I turn around, I got 6 million pieces of cardboard again. But anyway, no. Oh, Jesus. Watch your toes. So, as you can tell, it's very heavy duty. So this is the, I found out there's 3 versions of this sway bar. There's the light duty, the heavy duty, and kind of the middle grade, I guess is what you would call it. This is the standard one, which is the middle of the road. Or maybe I have that wrong. Maybe it's, I don't know. This is the standard one though. So the bar is, they make like a 1-inch bar, and I think they make a smaller bar than this one, but this is somewhere in the middle, I think. Whatever. But anyway. The bigger bars for, I mean, the only difference is just stiffness of how well the sway bar works, because your sway bar just keeps your body roll to a minimum and all that fantastic crap, but it also hampers your articulation when you're out in the woods. So rather than doing the like Rubicon style where you push a button and all that, this is a way to get around that, where it kind of gives you good articulation, but you still have a sway bar on the street that you don't have to disconnect. Like the one I have right now, you can disconnect it and do all that. Well, this one you don't have to do that, so that's the bonus. So today I'm going to take out this one, put this one in, and I'm going to also remove my rear sway bar and not put anything in the back for now. Eventually, maybe later on, I might put one of these in the back, but the rear one of these for a Gladiator, whoo, is like 1,500 bucks, and I just assume not run one at all. Normally I wouldn't put one in the front, but I do drive this every day, so let's get to it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unhook all this and take all this old one out, and then I'll move on to getting into the new one. So really, to take the old one out, there's not a whole lot to it. You just, I'm going to pull these pins, pull these arms off, and then there's like 2 bolts here and 2 bolts on the other side. You pull those bolts off and that's it. So I'm going to take this one off. When I come back to it, if I run into anything else that's different than what I just said, I'll show you, but I will definitely show you how to put the new one on, because there's a little bit more to it, but it's not that crazy. So I'm going to get to this, and we'll pick it up when we start to put the new one on. Okay, so old sway bar is on the ground. So the first 2 steps are, we're gonna take these little bushings here. My instructions say that they're white. Well, as you can tell, they're not. But anyway, it doesn't matter. They get pounded in to these on the side that protrudes out. So that one will go in there somehow. They're a tight fit. Like so. And then same for this one. Like so. Then the next step is to take these 4 bolts that come with the kit, blue Loctite, and then these basically mount where the stock sway bar mounted, like so. This end protruding out, and then lock it in. Now, in their instructions, they say that some frame variants might have a bit of a weld on one of the brackets that's in the way, and you may have to grind that out. I didn't see that in mine, so I'm gonna get these mounted up in there, and then I'll show you how to torque, what the torque is for that, and what the next process is. Okay, so got the brackets in for the first part. Next part is torquing them to 40 foot-pounds. So there's only 4 bolts. Go ahead and torque those down to 40 foot-pounds. And then I think the next step is putting grease on the bushings. And then you pound the main rod in before you do the other parts of the brackets. So I'll get these torqued, and then I'll get find some grease around here somewhere, and we'll move on to that process. All right, time for the messy part. So I've got some grease here. It says to grease the ends of this and your bushings. So we're gonna start out with the shaft here. We'll just have at it, I guess. I don't really know. I mean, doesn't matter if you do a little too much. You can always wipe it off in the end. The easier this thing goes through, the better. So what you want to do is you want to get these greased and the bushings greased, and then you're gonna center this thing once you feed it through. You're gonna get it centered up. Okay, so now let's do the bushings here. I feel dirty doing this sometimes, but hey, somebody's got to do it, right? Okay, wipe my fingers off, or finger. It's a bit on the messy side. All right, now let's see if we can't feed this thing through. I have a rubber mallet here too in case needed. That wasn't too bad. We're gonna grab it from underneath here if we can see that. Maybe. That wasn't too bad at all. I guess I greased her up enough. Put the lid back on that before I make a mess. Now I'm going to take the mallet and kind of center it up the best I can. I have a measuring tape. So let's see here. Right now we have just about 7/8 of an inch. And we got a 3/4 on that side, so we gotta come that way a little bit. Okay, I'm having a hard time with the camera here, so I'm gonna get this centered and we'll come back to it. Okay, got about 3/4 of an inch on each side. So next is I'm pretty sure we're putting those on. So these are fancy. We want to keep them parallel. or I guess it doesn't really matter, but we want to make sure that they're in the same position on each side. So this one needs to match that one. So if that one is pretty much parallel with the frame there, the other one should be the same way. Okay. Oh, well, I'm gonna sort out the bolts up here for the rest of this, and then we'll come back to it. All right, so I'm gonna remove the rear sway bar in my Gladiator now. It's pretty simple. You got 2 bolts that hold it on this side, and the same on the other side, plus this bolt up here just holding on the links. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, and then we'll wrap up this video. Okay folks, when I last left you, we were doing the RockJock AntiRock sway bar, and I'd just gotten to the part where I'd put the spline shaft through the torsion bar basically, and then I'd put the outer arms on. Well, I started rummaging through the boxes and I was missing some pieces. So I had to basically take it all back out, and I've been running the Gladiator around without any sway bars at all for the last week or so. So when I did finally get the parts, I threw it in and got it in there real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the last few steps that you need to do to get it in, okay? So your links here, you'll have left hand and right hand thread. One of them's going to have a heim joint. The other ones are like this. They're basically like a little tie rod end. And then you'll have these little sleeves that go in here with the bolt. So you want to make sure the skinny end goes against the heim joint. Okay, and then the bolts that I was missing was this bolt and the cap here. So once you get your arms on, you'll put this cap on both sides and then this bolt in. And then you tighten this bolt down, and that's what clamps the bar against the shaft. Just make sure when you put your ends on, they're clocked in the same position on both sides. So the other side is different, and it doesn't have a heim joint. So the driver's side over here, you have 2 of these ends. So these are supposed to be at 10.5 from center to center. Pretty close to 10.5. I threaded mine in all the way, and it was pretty close to 10.5. So it'll be good enough. You might have to adjust depending on your lift and all that. Like, I only have a 3-inch lift, and it seems to work fine right here. So I'm leaving it that way for now. But yeah, once you get all these tight and on, then you tighten your jam nut here. You'll tighten this one and this one. You can hold the bar in the middle here and tighten that all down. You tighten these bolts, basically tighten everything down, and then that's it. I mean, there's not a lot to this. The other parts of the video you saw me take the old one out and put the new mounting hardware in. But yeah, I was missing those bolts, and I looked around to see if I had anything here that would work, and I didn't. And plus I was like, man, I don't want to like use something that could be wrong and mess it up. So I called RockJock. They got me the new parts, sent them out. It only took a couple days to get them here. So I threw it together real quick, because it's not that bad of a ride without sway bars front and rear, but it's a lot better now that it has that AntiRock sway bar. I like driving them with no sway bars. They're way more fun because they lean a lot. But I drive this daily, so I want it to be a little bit more stable. So yeah, so that's it for the AntiRock sway bar. the trip that I was supposed to be going on, I'm not taking the Gladiator now because I'm still not, I want to do skid plates and a front drive line at least before I really take it out and run a hard trail, because it worries me not having a good skid plate underneath there, especially for the oil pan and all that. So I'm gonna end up taking the side-by-side, but this thing's gonna get out there soon because I want to do some overlanding trips with the wife and the kid. But I got a few more things to do. It's getting there slowly, but I mean, it could do it right now, but I want that skid plate on the oil pan and at least the transmission to make me feel more comfortable, and a front drive line. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching.